Abuja Sam Zata George, and what can dream? I also shame that Montrose the Sierra Mabon minimum at China Bosso. Nina for a dear and call Zipline Drone Centre. Ghana baby, I did drone a supply in Lunia the idea. Bawumia you know. And was some George echo. Now, call you say, Nenia call cheap. Some George go home, Nenia Jabro so. I might say, oh, both say, boy, for the Bawumia Basso. Ghana Phobia Kutukum, only some George, wo Uyanyachum. Kopa Bawumia Chow, Kopa Akufo Chow. Monya press conference na NDC fo nyina mompa Ghana fo achew. Na social media de omu se nya omu na omu Sam George de. In this video what me bo ase. Na mama hu de NDC fo kan ye in opposition against drone. Any de esi enu Sam George eso koye. De kosi ye. Any afi comment ya social media for so e de ba. Aha Penyah block media. Let's say any demo. Over that key video na order room over subscribe button na snap click the notification icon to just update. Na ba chira wa de amame e wo comment. Shmeda so baswa. It in the history of this word, Ghana under the MPP, Ghana under Akufo and Bawumia government, and yet the first country, Omuye Medical Drone Centre.
For the first time in our history, Ghana has drones for medical delivery, and Ghana is the world's largest medical drone delivery service.
Right now, African nations are pioneering the delivery of healthcare supplies by drone. This has reduced the delivery time for emergency blood supplies. In Ghana, this service has delivered more than 9 million vaccines, including those for COVID-19.
You know, Kamala Harris, Ekra Bo Ghana, Bazo Ghana ya dear. Ghana ya dear pass here to me. Ayewe emona onko de Ghana twa US plus American developers na Ghana nanso Ghana yetimi adwene ahunu se yemfa drone and supply nuro ni moja ko nya bia na betimasi ultra modern hospital ewo ho enye even American nyina ko nya bia na ultra modern hospital enye kuro bia na hospital wo enti bia bi ho no mo at least yenya de a in case BBC ho no ma area your clinic ewo ho etino omuhia moja ana enuro bia ye bia na drone betimi aduru ho ntem eda ko gine bakro enkwa Emma do by na a nice. If you are phone in other part of the world, Obia started Ocean Free Ghana ho. Emma Bawumia the Bawumia didn't quite reply was or trendy. A whole thing can yet Mr. Digital. Bawumia said or trendy. M1 if you say end this if we abemubi. Mahamana or year 2024 flag bearer for NDC. Equity simple so Equa can say there's no sense. Nyansa bia ni musa Ghana ye did drone air supply no ni moja ni ade.
The MPP government chooses to acquire drones to supply blood. Government should get its priority right by spending the limited resources on more essential interventions other than copying innovations without relevance to the reality of Ghana's current needs.
Flag bearer, a visionary leader. Ghana for say or a visionary. This particular drone. And we had another NDC communicator, Equatina Neat FM. Equaka said, Ghana ye here drone, na ye was say, Yampan Koto by yere.
Say, 1 city, 2 cities, 1 city, 2 cities. Airport in India, and Tibia would in a while with the Ghana Kadekana be with the drone after you, not the drama.
And your papa. Yes, and your papa.
Mark,
yes,
you mean you know.
You
say drone the Juma bro.
As I mean, can
drone
politics, can say.
No, let's analyze it.
What's the drone in fair?
No, let's analyze it.
And you
near Ghana here any drone. Wow. What's that? You bet me a by the apple. No, just like that. No, you also Mark. So that's what you believe. Then I think I'm sorry. So if it's a drone between Ghana at this time, do you think drone can help? What we need now is drone.
Send drone and our force say, your friend is saying the human and say is unnecessary.
What I'm trying to
drone delivery.
I'm saying
drone delivery. It is a one yare, and I am saying
if listen,
but what it open moja. And a moja and yen been a drone that deliver moja dia buyer sabia because a drone win your own.
Mark, if you are using a word unnecessary, I'll use beyond necessary. It's all relevant at this time. So we see unnecessary, irrelevant at this time of our economy. I am telling you, yes, we don't need it. We need better roads. We need better roads, connectivity that will link the economy, not drone.
Anyway, mindset we better Ghana konenim mindset we. Just a form adwene na. Say do mu tetrum we form dot a form adwene na that's woman is. A form ya adwene kwere computer ebe se sen wiase no. A form adwene na a form enyo no nko a communicator akoko na radio station agoso e go kan say drone eba no an Cambra wo mu a je say udwale a ye di omudi abase no dwetwa ma ne ho nakedness pictures.
We all know that. I know that is what went and took the pictures of John Dramani Mahama. That has the cameras, and we have. And you are talking about women in the rural areas. Then it means that we have a lot of roofless bathrooms. Last time, even in East Legon, I was shocked to find one by the hall where we launched our campaign, for the by-election. And if a drone passes over any object, the drone with the remote behind a screen, whatever the person sees, the person feels like clicking. The person will click. Now, where is the privacy policy statement regarding this? You want to bring it into the country. The US that created it, where you're going to bring it from? There are women today who have taken people and some companies to court because once they were turning on their ICs, somebody's drone took their naked pictures. And so what I was saying that you use we women, I was addressing women. If that is it, now you should come out and give us your privacy. But if not, once I don't have it, once I'm not sure which drone is flying over me, I take it as the drones that also have cameras and they also fly and they take pictures. They may be going, it's a human being who is sitting behind the screen.
But you do know that not all drones have cameras, right? Cameras are only mounted on the drones. So
no. It's not for me. No, it's not for me to think. It's for the authority that negotiated. Negotiated to tell us, and whether it even has it or not, you should have a privacy policy statement that accompanies it. So when it comes and it violates my privacy as a woman, then I'll talk.
Wait. Just said the drone service in the end is for they really oppose that policy. Me we are not I started a year, but they really opposed it. Ya to be Mahama Arene. I was your Enra. Anna Sam that George. Our Minister for Communication and our Minister for Informations and Communications. Echo PMO Zipline Medical Drone Centre. Baby Ghana, your package drone, Ede SCP echo other part of this particular country. Or copy as a drone mono, omo ewe camera, emom as in or almost as them then go rounds for inspection.
No business anywhere near government business. Yeah. Was that the first question you asked? I guess that's the difference. I went straight to the 1 million quote. We're going to the academy. Not 1 million that we are you should contribute the 1 million quote. let us know the specific trainings you do and what we should partner with you on.
What has been to me free Hanum and I've opened the bar, baby, opened the bar, every man lectures how a drone is here, Juma, the idea behind it, and again, I'm what they are able, man teachings on that.
Yeah, when you look at it, 1,600 delivery yesterday, so one every 20 seconds. But I want you to have the 1.4 million in mind to understand the scale of this. And then we move straight to Ghana. And the reason why I was emphasizing the 1.4 million is because in Ghana we have done 740,000 plus deliveries as of yesterday. So what it effectively means is that Ghana has the largest autonomous delivery system in the world. And I think the question then becomes, what do you use that system for? How impactful is it? And I think we have done a lot. We'll come to some of the numbers of this. They will showcase you, for instance, we had an instance in maternal health. There was a study in the Ashanti region with a reduction of maternal mortality rates by 56.4%. What that actually meant is that what we realized is it's multifaceted. The increments didn't just come by access. The health facilities that we compared with no zipline access or distribution versus the others, one of the differences was the women came into the facilities more often because they knew when they come, products will be available. So what we realized is that sometimes there is effects by a centralized logistics system combined with aerial logistics that even we cannot anticipate immediately. So what it means that ultimately, I make that analogy, is like building Zipline is an infrastructure. You build the tracks, but somebody has to build the trains. And for it to work really to the full potential in Ghana, the trains cannot be built by Zipline. It needs to be built by people that understand their respective use cases the best. So that's why, yes, we have done a lot. We showcased 6,650 life-saving deliveries on all of that. But I want to point at the future that if the use case is owned by Ghanaians, driven by Ghanaians, it will work better. And in this particular context of health, what it would mean is with government, with health, with the Ministry of Health, with the Ghana Health Service, with the Ministry in terms of innovation and so on. And then it goes even for entrepreneurs. So there's so much more where you can build utility cases. So far, just last one for the number, then we go a little bit more practical. We have so far done around 16.7 million vaccine doses delivered since 2019. We have been in the country since 2019. More than 19,000 blood units delivered. And then we have the antivenom. So you see a little bit of scale. Currently, we cover more than 3,000 health facilities within Ghana. And yeah, let me continue to the next. So because this showcases it a little bit. So we are currently in 14 regions with 2 additional distribution centers. We could basically cover the entire country. And now, a little bit about our technology. So we have a platform 1 and a platform 2. The platform 1 is what we'll see here. So it's more geared towards long distances, suitable for rural areas. Most of it we'll see later. But I still want to bring up the platform 2, which is our new technology that is more for urban settings that we are now starting to deploy in the US. So it's relatively small scale as of now, but growing fast. We are starting in the US because there is a more ready consumer market in terms of e-commerce and other opportunities. So now, I mentioned before Zipline as a piece of infrastructure. That's what we want to showcase. I'll spend very little time.
Omo free ho, and if I'm watching how almost a package drone no, omniko rumor, omo a package drone no, how almost a package no, any other day.
Parachute that breaks the fall of the package, an air inlet, and then our box. Right. These usually do not come like this, and they are made in-house. So one of the ways that Zipline is able to give back to the communities that we work within is to employ people and train them on how to work on these things. So from the other room close to the call center is where they work in. So we have people that set up the boxes, work on the parachutes, and then also fill this with air so that it serves as a cushion for the products that are inside it. Any questions? Usually when I hear no questions, it's either I have confused you or you understand very well.
The package.
Yes.
So they are buying the package. I should ask you. He says I should ask you. That, have you ever had an instance where your drone got missing and you reported it? Because you see, that's his job. You have a police report so that you can write statements. So, have you ever had to go to one of his offices to report a missing drone?
So how the drones work is we've had an instance where it hits the high winds, like I mentioned, and it has a system called a parallel system. What the parallel system does is that when I take you out to see the drones, there's a small corner where there's a parachute in there. So when it gets to the high winds and it realizes that I can't go through it, it would deploy its parallel system so that the parachute comes out and then the drone would land at a particular point. But you know, with how our systems work, the coordinates that are used to draw the flight plan of the So what it does is that once it lands at a particular site, it sends the controller the coordinates of where it is. And then in-house, like we mentioned, we do a lot of trainings. So everybody is trained on how to use like a certain system that we have to track the drone to get to that point. And then that's where the community integration also comes in as well, right? So sometimes we've had like a farmer reach out and say, oh, my drone need be able to tell me farm also. Then we even know where to start from, but we have the coordinate system. But we've not had one where we couldn't find it and we had to report to the police, because our engineers and our fulfillment operators in-house are trained.
The package inside,
yes.
The one filled with air, you said you do it in-house.
Yes.
Where is the material source?
From outside the country. So it's shipped in. So we ship it in bulk and then we do it.
Do you have any plans of using the plastics around? You know, we have issues so that you can have a recycle plant to do this in-house.
Would you want to take it?
Do we have any plans? I mean
the conversations have come up a couple of times, but I don't think we've really framed up on what we can do with the plastics in-house or in-country.
I mean, for us it is advantageous if we can source it in-country. But there's things that we can solve and then things that maybe there is an opportunity for somebody to provide. So we're definitely more than open.
But just a quick follow-up on that. Do you recycle from your partner agency? So you've delivered the medication. Is there a way by which, when they take out the medication, they send back this?
Okay,
So they just destroy them?
Yeah,
they trash them?
They are biodegradable, so it's easy to just trash it. But we've had like people reach out sometimes, and I think I saw a picture of a school child who found a way to use the parachute as a school bag. And there are some health facilities where we've gone to and they've turned the boxes to like small files where they keep certain things, or they've attached it to the wall and they keep like pens and stuff inside. So people find a way to recycle, if not dispose it off. Yeah.
Right.
Any other questions?
Omuye enu Sam George eza call baby omu store blood no mutene call eza call tell how mu store enu ni moja no ho nsa bia ensay
Maxence.
Oh. This is blood.
Blood.
Yes. And today we don't have any blood yet. We are yet to pick up.
I see the various groups of blood.
Yeah. We are yet to pick up from the National Blood Service.
Don't have any blood at all.
No. And that's like one of our biggest headaches. Ideally, blood should be available for everybody who needs it at every point in time. But
what's your blood group?
How many of us have donated blood?
GH articles. What's your blood group? you just don't know what your blood group is.
I know it's true.
You are B positive. Okay. I'm the pretty rare type. All negative.
Oh, nice.
I can give to everybody.
Yeah.
You cannot.
From any other person.
But it's good to give.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have these where we store our. So we have one for blood. We have the freezers. We have the vaccine and medical products fridges as well. What we try to have in house is a good system so that the cold chain products is not like the integrity is not broken at any point. So even though we have this where we are able to track the temperature at which it is at. Ideally, it should be between +2 to +8. And then we also have this backup system. So if this ever shuts down, we have this as a backup to still be able to read the temperature. Yeah. And then also it has a lot of like backups on it that allows it to work for some time, even when like you're out of electricity. There's a battery system that will let it run for some time until you can work on.
So now that you don't have anything in the fridge, if a request comes, what do you do?
But yes, the good thing about the hospitals in Ghana, even though it is not like the very best practice, is to have a family replacement system. So usually when they reach out to us and we don't have the blood, then they resort to doing the family replacement system. But in an ideal situation, WHO does not recommend that we do a family replacement system. There should always be voluntary blood available, and so that's like one of the biggest headaches for me as a zipliner. Let's like try to find a way to work with our health system so that we have more people donating voluntarily. Sometimes people donate, but they want to get a small incentive for donating, right? It would be good to have like more people donating.
So the problem is with donations.
Here, yes, it's with donation. I think we don't have a very good culture of donating. I think I asked how many people have donated. I didn't see a lot of hands, but if everybody here donated,
you've
we
donated.
would have more blood in the system. Right?
Do you check what is in the blood of the people?
It has to be checked.
Because the way this guy is asking about it, I know what is in his blood. He don't want to give his blood to anybody. You donated before he started the tear. That's fine.
Enti omu free hono no enum de no call baby a after say package enu na wie no how we see ebe fix enu ni bibia na ahye drone ni mu ama drone no atu
This way very well. White House. Right. So basically what the flight operators will do is to take the package and then launch it. So what you see is our antenna system and the battery. The battery weighs 9 kg and go up to 3 hours of flight. So you see light indicators, the one that are blinking means that the battery is charging. The ones that are swimming blue means that the battery is on flight. So we have a nice weather we use to track the number of flights that we do in a day. So at this system that we have 19 days, we can do up to 100 flights.
So what? That's the drone that just arrived?
Yes.
So when they arrive, you get hot.
So let me show you how we do the package into the drone. Let's just pick one. So basically, the only way the drone will know where it is going is to have this information sent to the drone. So how we do that is that we scan the package QR code and then we assign it to the drone. So once we scan the package, we also assign it to the drone. This way the drone will know where to deliver the package. And we put the package into the drone. Once we have done scanning, close it. Once it's ready, we send it outside. It's styrofoam. When you buy a new TV or fridge.
Yeah, so the drones have styrofoam.
Yeah.
Whoa. I can't believe that.
It's easy to replace.
Because I just realized when I saw that this is styrofoam.
Yeah.
So it's largely styrofoam, just the tail part that's aluminum, carbon fiber.
Yeah. Okay. So for safety reasons, in case the drone is in flight and it fails or has any electrical emergency, it has also a parachute to deploy, and it sends it complete to us because we track the using GPS and we're able to find wherever the drone is. Because the drone is lightweight, in case let's say it falls, they don't absorb the damage than damages on mass product. Because it's very cool when you check how the drone is made. So let's go to the operations area.
Over na fam no ba engine room ho baby a ekwan a drone no efa sutu ni ade
Behind the line.
Yes. So you are behind them.
Okay.
They say behind the
Behind
line.
the line.
You don't see the line.
Behind the black line.
Okay.
For safety reasons, yeah. So we can some of us can come
Yeah,
here.
so we can just.
Some of us can come here.
So this is more like a runway for a drone. The drone cannot take off vertically and land vertically. So we use this launcher system to launch it, and we use the crawl system to recover it. So we're going to do an actual flight. That's bringing the drone that's loaded the packages.
Attention. Let her pass. Sorry.
So the drone is designed to be modular. So that if let's say the wind is broken, you don't ground the entire system. If the battery has failed, you ground just the battery. And anything on the drone is replaceable. So like it's become very cost effective. So once the drone is already ground, to do its own internal checks to make sure that every system that it has is okay. If any of the code has failed, it will alert us. So the operators will do walk-around checks to ensure that physically nothing is broken. Once the drone is ready to launch, it will also announce that it's ready to fly. We have an in-house controller just like an airport. So once the drone is ready, we also communicate to the controller that the drone is ready to launch. And then he will give us clearance to launch it. So once we are done, we will see clearance. We have an in-house ATM to track the drones wherever they are. And also if we report any issue, we're able to check what the issue is from the issue.
When the one is forward, S is clear, launch your clear, access velocity 907.
I don't remember that.
Once it is in flight, we don't manually control it. The drone is autonomous. When it gets to the place that has to be to drop the package and then return back to us.
What altitude do they fly? This is fly
400 feet.
400.
Above ground level.
They got up to 400.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we have an in-house GIS team that will design the flight path. So once we scan the package and assign it to the drone, once the power is on, it will download the flight path, just that path, and then it will use that. So the drone also can detect and avoid manned aircraft. So let's say right now, if it's flying in a straight line and you take a manned aircraft, it can project its own route to avoid that manned aircraft.
Echeche unu ani nyinaa mu na ase akora foforo abusia obedi nkan abo first test drone no akwa aba unu hu yes oh me baby sound you say drone no akwa aba na ni ante mamnye zo okay da bra be mi asu bi ene ye another setup unu ya boss kwe o boss a
Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
Oh.
Macho. Macho.
I think we do finish.
So when it's missing.
When the speed is about 1 meter per second, S is clear, launch your clear, clear to lock the meter.
Did you have another? No. We do.
Feels like a kid with a new I'm just asking myself, I want to have a launch pad like this. Drones, in the constituency by the sea, flying Okay, it's gone up.
The system was not ready. Oh wow. Yeah.
Sound George ni ajewu ha na ni aje chese Sound George ni aje ma na ni aje akra ketua obi bibia ma no kwan na ye bie enije na nkura nya no ebi na Sam George nyaye na ni acha broso ene ne social media abusia Ghana for so omu be kasa omu nkasa de na adai omu be kasem et na one ebe tire say now Sam George is enjoying a Kufuor Bawumia legacy. Posterity will judge you all. Just say a failure. More than say on when you are Bawumia a Kufuor na we do matter. So but I'm trying time will tell. Anna Kofi Prince say wunya wo dia na wo dia cut part obi nya ne de or dia technology a wunya wo dia pardon I wanted Tom obi nya ne de or dia technology a what I say Anna humble say God bless Dr. Digital Anna Jesus GH say I thought NDC people said it was brought to spy ladies' nakedness when they are bathing. Africa with dirty policy. So what is the NDC doing there? Obeka lady no kwatna say draw in there and before the ambassador you chamana so move there wait does this make any sense? Ghana obia ne amana microphone so one kasa obia ne ya the microphone head and na ebusa no question anybody say yes kira wadwene anybody wo hwe na adwen na kasa oni bi yes o kira wadwene obia ne amana microphone wei etre na adwene wei adwen be pa na wei wa etre na adwene wei kira na adwene ana owura kwame somebody just say ofui you say wow you are now saying wow others say ofui afena okan wow ana Don Frank say the most useless political party in the world is NDC. Or say hey the world is full of mysterious people. See the way he was happily jumping and laughing. I say Sam George what I say MVP projects are now tourist sites for some people. We just say now no MP4 project a tourist site. We say NDC is the most useless political party in Ghana. We say ask about me how he did it. See how you are smiling. Ko bisa Bawumia say Bawumia kwambe na paso yewe. No one kire o ma munyansa no kakra. Na mfe go man kon Ghana. We see him say wow, uti say opportunity. Uti say opportunity. Obi Sam George is communication director money opportunity say. We say I think the NDC should render a nationwide apology to the previous government for the lies they leveled against them. What I say, which I say, NDC for nyina. I was saying mutimi a press conference. Now we render nationwide apology to NPP government for how we see a level mu ema Ghana for di wo matem. E da busia tira wadwen ma me wey e social media montrance da man for kan won so wadwen e say. But I go comment section. Hi Penyah Block Media.